Hi, I'm Michelle Brown, and I'm going to be telling you about a free resource called Boomwriter.com that can be accessed from your computer and from your iPad. You do need an internet connection since it's web-based. The way you get there is actually just Boomwriter.com. When you go in here, you're going to click which one of these applies to you. I'm going to click Teacher, and you want to create your account. I'm going to use my school email here. Make a password. Go ahead and read over those privacy policies there, and then you're going to sign up for your account. You'll get a verification email, like with most things, where you have to verify that. I'm going to go ahead and put in my information here. I want kids to call me Mrs. Brown. I want to say that I teach at a school. I'm going to get some support if I need it, so I'm going to close that up there. I'm going to be in the United States. Add my home zip code there. I'm not going to put in my phone number. I don't want emails, so I'm going to click Next. So there are 3 basic steps here. 1 is to create an account. 2, we're going to verify the account. So we're going to create an account, then we're going to create a class, and then we're going to add students to the class. So we're going to create a class here, Mrs. Brown, 2nd grade. You can put in your school name if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and create that. So now I'm going to click on classes, and I want to come into that class that I created, and I want to figure out a way to add students to the class. There are a number of different ways you can add students to your class, but this platform follows the same basic premise as most platforms. There's a class code available. We use Google Sign-In, which is what I would use, and students just use their information to log into Google, and then they enter the class code, and they're in. If you need to do it another way, there's a student onboarding guide that can help you. There are 3 basic areas of assignments in Boomwriter that you can use. 2 of them are pretty basic, and that's the stories and student journal. And the reason why I say that is because they're pretty defined what they can do. Stories is an area where you can go in and start a prompt. Kids write different chapters of it. As they write, they read each other's writing and vote, and it compiles it. The journal section is really just journaling. It's kind of an online journal. So looking at the SAMR model, these kinds of things are really substitution, maybe augmentation, because they do get some coins and things like that. It is a little more exciting for them. The part where you could get a little more bang for your buck would be the assignment section in the middle, and that's because you're free to assign whatever you want. It's really just a space to make writing more interactive and fun, and to give me a place as a teacher where I can access their writing more easily and give feedback. So if I gave them a prompt that was to recall information, it would be very low on Bloom's taxonomy, and it would also be a substitution level event because they're just using the iPad instead of paper pencil. But if I gave them an assignment that asked them to reinvent a plan for a city, and they had to write out a new guidebook for visitors there, that could be very high on Bloom's taxonomy, and it could also go into redefinition depending on what you did with that writing once you were finished with it. So the platform itself doesn't really limit you with where you would fall on SAMR or on Bloom's. It's really what you do with it, since it's just a platform for writing. So I have created kind of a fake student account here, so I can go in and log in as Steve Smith. I put him in my classroom, and when he logs in, he can see that I have created 3 different assignments. I've got 3 things to choose from there. Here he's clicked into one. He's going to see the instructions that I created. He's going to start writing, and as he writes, it's going to give him a word count at the top. He could also be using speech to text in this if he needed that as an accommodation. It's going to help him check his spelling as he goes. And once he has finished his writing on this prompt, he's going to submit it to me. And he can go in and begin working on another assignment that I have given him. Okay, one of the really cool parts about this website before we wrap it up is that now you can go in and look at what the students have written. So I can go in to the feelings journal that I had put out for kids to write about their feelings, and I could see that Steve has completed his work. You would have a whole list of kids here if others had done the assignment. You can pop into them and see, hey, he used the word that he was supposed to use. I've got a 1 out of 1 on my vocabulary. He wrote 12 words. Maybe this is enough, maybe it's not, but this is a great platform for giving feedback. I might ask him to please write 1 more sentence. whatever feedback you want to give him is going to go directly to the student so that he is then able to see that, and you'll be able to see his new work. There will be kind of a running log of things that have happened, and you'll be able to at some point approve the entry, and once it's approved, it can go into the feelings journal. Thanks for hanging out with me while we learned a little bit more about Boomwriter.